Hey, what's up? It's your boy Luke Sanders. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Stroker Secrets for Season 9. Because today we are talking about Bae-Watching, okay? So, I love to play on words with that. Bae, like B-A-E. Instead of Bae, like the Bae-Watch show, the Bae-Watch movie. Which the Bae-Watch movie was T, so get into it. Yes, I enjoyed it. I was like, watching that when I probably wasn't supposed to. Probably wasn't supposed to be watching that as a teenager. But yeah, so today I'm talking about Bae-Watching in the sense of like, get you a man child and like watching for your bae. So let me set, because this season we talking about college. Typically my first college experiences, my first school. So going back a few years ago, so it was about, that semester started in August. Got my friends, so it was cool because that school, some of the same people from high school went there, so it was kind of cool to lock in with some people who I knew or who I knew of, so it was a little bit more easier getting some friends. But yeah, so me and my one friend at the time, we had clicked in real well, and we was going everywhere together. We was going to get stuff to eat together, we was meeting up after classes, we was going and having fun. Really on the weekends we would just be watching TV and stuff like that, and like getting food and like just chilling with her roommate and some other friends. But so I remember one day we was just like, girl, I got this man who I like, Brian, who was the first guy that I really saw there, or he was the guy who I first started liking, and I thought my barber liked me, but he was just cute and he was just cool. He didn't like me. She kept her. She's like, yeah, I don't think he likes you. He's just cool and nice. She was right. Cause y'all, I texted him because I had transferred school, so I had texted him that next semester, and I wasn't on like no, inappropriate stuff, but I kind of did hit him up, kind of flirting, and kind of seeing what the line was. And I think he kind of caught it because he mentioned his girlfriend. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he clocked me. He clocked it. But, my curiosity. I was like, well, I wonder what he up to. But, so we ruled him out. But Brian was still in there. And then, y'all, we would go to the rec center. And now this sounds like, we was the same age, so it wasn't like, but it sounded real primal. But we was like, we would go to the rec center, and in the rec center they got basketball courts, so we would go watch the men's play basketball courts. So there was a trip. So it was a 2-story, was it 2 or 3 story? It was a multi-story rec center. We was on the second floor watching the guys play. So it was really cool because there's like a hole in like the second floor, not a hole, but like there's a space open, so you can see downstairs. So we was walking a trail, and then they had some equipment in the back on that same floor, and then some more equipment on the other side. So we was walking the trail, we was looking at them, we stopped, we started looking at them, we was like, ooh, we just started like, Bae-Watching, we was like, ooh, he fine. So we was literally doing that, like that was like a lot of fun, like, she's like, oh, he's here, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I'm like, oh, no, he's fine. She's like, yes, now he is fine. So like, we was, when I tell y'all, we was like looking and like Bae-Watching to see like who we liked, and when we go talk to them. And I think we went downstairs to kind of see what was going on. Child, going on in the sense of like, are they kind of feeling us? Are they open to us? Child, they was so into that basketball game they was playing. Mind you, it wasn't like a real basketball game, like a college basketball game, but they was really into it. But listen, they had to take their shirts off. They was kind of yelling, like, a little bit. When guys really get into sports, they start, like, so like they was not here for us at all. But yeah, I just remember that. And I remember, like, because in college there's a space for everything, right? There's a bunch of dorms. There's a bunch of, like, meet rooms and all kind of stuff. There's just rooms for everything. And my dorm, we had, like a pianos and, like, rooms you can go in by yourself. And it was, like, a soundproof room. And we just had rooms for everything, right? So we go back to her dorm. We find a meeting center. A meeting room. Nobody's in. And we would do homework in there sometimes. I had one of mine, but it was people in there. So we went in hers, and we was writing. Like, so she, I ain't gonna tell her business. She went in a relationship. I don't think it was a situationship in the sense of like it was something bad, but they, they was talking quote unquote, but it wasn't official. So she kind of had a man, but then she kind of was open to other dudes. I had nothing. So I was definitely like, well, let's. So, oh my God, this is going. Oh, somebody run back with this. Listen, it was my truth. I was 18, so don't judge me. Don't judge me. So we was in her meeting room, right? And I was writing down like, okay, I got this dude over here. I got this dude. So and then I was dropping like, I was writing like, how you write down like, okay, this goes to that goes to that, like different points. I was like, but if I do this, I can do that, and then if I do that, maybe that would help. Like I was literally writing down, like how could I like make this happen? Because like my soft flirting ain't helping, his shyness and like getting nervous around me and no other dude or no other girl like that. Now I do think homeboy was bi because I did find out he had a girlfriend. I don't think it was at the same time we was like kind of talking or like flirting. But he had a girlfriend because I followed him on Instagram, so he had a girlfriend later, right? So I think he's bi. I'm bi for now. I was bi then. I'm saying I'm bi for now because I'm like I actually don't feel bi. I don't really feel attached to that anymore. So I'm like I don't think I'm bi. I haven't had experiences with a woman. I've just had experiences with guys. So I'm like, okay, I might be gay. But that sounds crazy. Just saying that, not the word, but just that sentence, like, like that with no context. It ain't horrible, but it's not horrible or anything. But it sounds funny. But yeah, so I'm thinking that I might be, but that's another episode, child. That is another episode. But so and who? That's a good question. I'm thinking like that's my freshman year of college. I'm like, who was my like queer awakening? Like when did I don't think it was anybody like, oh, I'm bi because of him or because of this experience. I was just like, okay, Luke, you into this, you like guys, but you kind of like girls a little bit, but you don't want to be with one, but you still think they're kind of cute and you like this about them, So I was 17 when I came out to myself, and I was 18 when I came out to the first person, which was my older brother, which he took it really well. It was really supportive, so shout out to him. Excuse me. And yeah, so I was just trying to think, like, when was my awakening? There was no like awakening, like, oh, I know I like guys now. Like, I don't. Well, no, I don't want no awakening. But anyway, yeah. So I was just trying to figure out how could we, So we wrote down some stuff. She went over some stuff. We went over some stuff. We had like a whole meeting about this. But for one, like, if anybody knows me, like, that's really like, what do they say, like on TikTok, like. Medea's core, like they would make videos of different characters. Like that's really Luke's core. Like I'm really somebody who has thought out and planned and likes to be put together as much as possible. So like that's kind of like me, period. But writing down and having a meeting about trying to get a man is funny. But I mean, matchmakers and 18s, they do it. Listen, it's not typically normal, quote unquote, but listen, and I didn't really have much to go off of, so it wasn't really much for me to really work with. So I was going to say it didn't work, but I don't feel like I had enough for it to work. But shout out to him. I'm going to say his name. Shout out to Brian, because time has passed, and I'm grown, and, well, we more grown. He was older than me, so as this airing, I'll be 26. He'll probably be 27, 28. So he, and, I do have that mutual friend, so I've been kind of seeing stuff here and there. So as far as I know, he done graduated and got a job. And now I will say, that was kind of like, because I was still liking him at that point. Oh, so there was one episode I was taping, I forgot to say this, in this season. I had talked to him 2 years after I had left, and he kind of had played me, and we were supposed to hang out. He was like, well, yeah, if you're ever in town, because we was in the same, I'm from Indianapolis, so Indianapolis is like there's Greenwood, there's, so there's so many cities considered Indianapolis, so we're from the same city, but like he's on the outskirts, like in the northwest part, so he was like, if you're ever in the city, hey, let's, you can come over and hang out at my house. And then I was trying to actually set it up and take him up on his offer. He kind of played me like, well, oh, yeah, and he kind of, I'm like, oh, you tried it. Oh, you tried it. You played in my face. Never again. Never again. Never, never, never again. What she say, never? What? Is it never again? I think she said never again. I didn't hit that note, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. But and by the way, side note, Adrian Ballon Houghton sang the crap out that song on Massacre. Anyway, yeah, so he tried it. He tried it. Okay, he just played in my face. So I was just saying, shout out to him, and I might be reaching out to that other friend, mutual friend, because like I was on some like I hate being on some like mouth vomit type stuff, because I'm like, Luke, you're so well spoken, minus the podcast, just you as a person, and adding that with it. So like with and without being a podcast host, you are well spoken. That's something you know you're good at. So when I'm not, I'm like, oh my God, why? It's just like when I get around some men, like, and I be like liking them, and like I was thinking like, y'all watch Tyler Perry stuff, like Tyler Perry's What's Done in the Dark to Play. She was like, what's her name? The one who was really, really funny, the nurse, like, she was yelling when she found out that her friend boyfriend had a wife, a pregnant wife, and she just started screaming, ah, ah, her. She was like, you know, I'll be liking you, or I'll be liking him, and anyway, I just don't know what to do when I be liking guys. Like, I be getting mouth vomit, or like when I get really, really nervous, like I get mouth vomit. I'm like, okay, look, that's everybody. But y'all, I'm used to being able to push past my nervousness because I'm used to performing in choir, doing the podcast. Like, I feel pretty comfortable doing podcasts with some stuff I be talking about. I be nervous a little bit because I'm like, ooh, am I going to share that? Ooh, that's vulnerable. Ooh, that's, you know. So I be nervous sometime, every now and then. But, yes, I just get nervous when I, be talking about, like, more vulnerable stuff, or, like, y'all, this one, child, I don't want to go there because I finally, I won't say got past liking him or wanting to be with him, but, like, I'm at a decent place. Y'all, with him, I could not get Mary, I gotta get myself together. Like, I could not get my words together. Like, I was just, like, I always be nervous. I'm like, why am I this nervous? Like, I'm not used to it. I'm used to being a push past and, using my nerves as energy and not, I'm like, why the heck am I crumbling? Like, every time he looked at me or we was getting close, like, I would feel like I'm melting, or I didn't feel like I could say anything. My throat would get dry. I wouldn't know what to say. I'm like, what happened? What is going on? Because I feel like this is supposed to be getting better with age. Child. Listen. But he's not on my radar because he is not in my life right now. He like, he's trying to keep it light, trying to keep it cute on some, like, stuff like that. We don't talk like that. He only talk if I reach out to him. I'm not reaching out to him because I ain't got much to say. And I ain't trying to make fetch happen. And if he like me, he should say it too. Or, well, I ain't told him neither. But I shouldn't just be the one reaching out. And if he got something to say, he should say it. It should just be me reaching out. Like you tried it. Like, just because I left from that group don't mean we can't talk. Especially with the closest people out of it at first. Like, he was the one that we, that I clinged to first. So, like, you tried it. But, like, y'all be watching. Are y'all Tamara Braxton fans? Like, oh man, this is so specific. It was Braxton and I, it was top of season 5, and it was the dinner after Tony Braxton's Unbreak My Heart. Was it? Is that the movie title? After her biopic, it was the dinner after they viewed it. And Tamar's character came in, and Tamar, after she was interacting with her, she's like, I think she looked at the camera, she's like, I was tried. She's like, I was tried, honey. Like, yeah, she, like, yeah, that actress who played Tamar, she was trying her. She's like, so what do you think about my performance, Vince? Vince, her husband, if you don't know. And Tamar, her confession was like, Vince, don't answer that. That's for me, because you tried it. Because if you me and I'm you, you know not to try that with my Teddy Rupskin. Like, yes, I feel like I was tried. Okay, like, I want to get into all that because that's. But we let him do what he doing. This crush, we letting him breathe. We letting him, if he wants me, he's going to have to come get me. Like, who said that? Somebody in Tyler Perry play. Anyway, as you paying attention, I'm deflecting. I'm deflecting. Yeah. No lies. I'm deflecting. But I'm getting through it. Because when I tell you this crush had me in a chokehold, not even just, it was just how I thought about him, child. But this is the end of this episode. this is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you come back and listen. Make sure you listen to us every Friday. And make sure you follow us at Stroker Secrets because, listen, at this point, y'all really rocks with your boy. Tangents and all. Up and down, side to side. You know, where are we going with these conversations, these episodes. So thank you so much for riding with me and for listening. So make sure you keep on supporting and make sure you keep on streaming.